Hello, I'm Engineer Deire Yusuf Umar. Uh, I have been speaking to you about overseas scholarships, and I make videos only on particular scholarships I select from among the many we used to share, and especially the ones that maybe I've once attempted or I have maybe interacted with former beneficiaries or people who went for the interview. So today, which one should we look at? I guess you know, PTDF scholarship. I mean, the opening is so early. It's so surprising to me. I wasn't expecting it this early, but then it is opened. And is it wise for us to be delaying because there is much time? No. And I want to show you the reason why you should not delay unnecessarily. Some of you, you may be thinking that you're already prepared. You will just click and you apply. Oh, no. Unless maybe you have applied before and your things are still intact, because there are places where you need to adjust your credential, the sizing, and then you should make sure that while you are adjusting them, the resolution is not lost. It doesn't become so poor. For example, your passport photograph, your face should still show clearly. And there are other things, there are other documents that you may not have already handy. So don't wait until I think the closing date is around 27th February or something. I will confirm from the publication. I shared it on my Facebook page, the Informed Generation Technology. And now let me share my screen and we will quickly go through and see what we can learn from it. Okay, we are here. So the site is scholarship.ptdf.gov.ng. So this is how it looks like. If you're a new applicant, you click on Create Applicant Account. So these are the basic things they're looking for: first name, middle name, last name, email, phone number, password, and you will create a new account. Existing, you just click here and log in. If you're an existing applicant, I mean, maybe a customer to PTDF like me, it's so easy. You just click and you log in. So that is what we are going to do. But for the meantime, I am scrolling down so that we see other things: phone contact, WhatsApp contact, and the rest. But the important thing here, I think, is the guidelines. The guidelines. We will need this. So let's click and take a look. So this is it, 2026 Overseas Postgraduate Scholarship for Universities in the United Kingdom, Germany, France, and Malaysia. One of the things you are supposed to know about this scholarship is that if you are going for United Kingdom, then all your choices must be United Kingdom. Then that of Germany, France, Malaysia is another category. They use the first alphabet of each country to make the name to be GFM. So initially there used to be China and even Brazil at a particular time, but now we only have Germany, France, and Malaysia. So here are some background, but I will jump over some and then we'll just look at the most important thing. The scholarship benefit. This is one of the most generous scholarships, and I can say it is the best Nigerian government scholarship that is still existing. That is still existing. That is, you study abroad. So, return flight ticket. Yes, that is, you will be taken to the country of your study, and when you complete, you will return. Health insurance is provided for you. Tuition and bench fee, so where applicable. I mean, maybe what they mean by where applicable is that, somebody asked me at PTDF interview, am I looking for fully funded or partial scholarship? So some people, maybe they already have partial funding and they are just looking for another partial from PTDF. I don't know. Those going to Germany and France, especially, again, may be those people in this category, they say where applicable, because it means there may be some exception. I don't think there's something like that in the UK, but the DAAD scholarship in Germany, in France, maybe Campus France or so, maybe I think PTDF somehow collaborating with them. So when you win that one, it's just like the bilateral scholarship. Maybe some things like tuition fee are covered from that side. Anyway, I don't want to make too much assumptions, and it is not the most important topic. What we should know is that your tuition is covered. Allowances for accommodation and living expenses is actually provided. This scholarship, as I had a past beneficiary, he told me that the money is that good. Is that good that even if you have, let me say, a small family, you can move with them without struggling financially. Yes. Okay. Here are more information, say key information. So there are things we have to take note of in 2026. That is why I said, even if you have applied several times, don't just jump into application without reading details. So they say for 2026 award, applicants will be restricted to PTDF partner universities in the United Kingdom, Germany, France, and Malaysia, where the fund is satisfied that scholarship standard will be sustained and the scheme's objective will be achieved. So there are universities already in partnership with PTDF. You don't select any university outside of them. Some of you, maybe you apply for another scholarship that requested for admission in the United Kingdom, for example. Maybe you have an admission in Cranfield University, for example. You cannot automatically use Cranfield University uh, while applying for PTDF in UK if Cranfield University is not one of the universities uh, available for UK. And then the courses that are available, there's a full list of the courses application form can be accessed. I mean, for these courses, is that difficult? Let me tell you the truth. It is difficult to understand, especially that of Germany, France, and Malaysia. But we are going to explore what they provided. The information, most of the time, as I know, the one for UK is clearer. But this time around, UK is something else. It is not going to be what you used to expect. You are not going to enjoy the UK throughout, maybe. Here is the reason why I said so. I just highlighted here. UK PhD to be conducted as a split site at CPESK. CPESK is the College of Petroleum and Energy Studies in Kaduna. So because this university or this institution has been completed, you will study partly in that university, then you will maybe proceed to United Kingdom to spend, I think, 1 year, only 1 year, or I don't actually know, honestly. I'm seriously looking at PhD. I think for MSc they will still fully go to UK, and for PhD maybe they split it. I don't know the splitting whether it's 2 years and 2 years, but I believe you are going to spend at least 1 year in the United Kingdom. And another thing I don't know is where are you going to begin with, the UK or Kaduna? But I think it should be Kaduna. Anyway, they say PTDF continues to advance its strategic objective of strengthening local capacity and domesticating key aspects of its human capital development programs in alignment with national priorities. CPESK is being positioned as a center for world-class postgraduate education, high-impact research, and strong industry-academia partnership. The truth is that facilities are adequately provided in Kaduna here. The only thing is that those years of enjoying United Kingdom is taken away from you. But if you're looking at the academics, you will not lack anything. Yes, yes, you will not lack anything that you need to succeed in your study. I am sure of that. According to 2026 PhD scholarship, that's what I'm telling you. It's probably PhD that will be split site in United Kingdom will once again be limited to split site programs only. Why they say once again is because this is not the first time. Last year also, I think that was when they started this. So this should be the second edition, under which successful candidate will undertake research by splitting residency between CPESK and designated UK partner universities. And where are those universities? Only these universities. Robert Gordon University, University of Strathclyde, University of Portsmouth. So that means that if you're applying to United Kingdom, you have to get a program from one of these universities that is related to the oil and gas industry. And then you are not going to stay there throughout the duration of your study. We know that PhD, I think, in the United Kingdom takes 3 years. Maybe you're going to spend 2 years in Kaduna and 1 year in the United Kingdom, or 1.5 years in Nigeria, or however they decide to make it. Just know this at the back of your mind. So that means the places where you will go and fully enjoy life overseas throughout your study is the other category, which is Germany, France, Malaysia, GFM. So these are just selection criteria. You know, it's highly competitive. That is true. That is true. Very good candidate come on board, and then sometimes you can't tell why you are not selected. You were not there when they were interviewing other candidates, but you believe or you think that you really did well and your grades, your certificates are also outstanding. Yet when the result is out, you will check and your name is not there. Say only candidate who demonstrate outstanding merit and suitability will be considered. Following initial screening based on submitted qualification, the top applicant in each category from each state will be invited for an interview. This is true. This is true. Unlike some years ago when, I mean, even from the inception, something like that. Yeah, you don't apply for PTDF scholarship carelessly, even when you meet the minimum eligibility criteria. If you are careless, you won't even be shortlisted for interview. I mean, it is not like other scholarships, like Commonwealth scholarship, where if you finish successful application, you can just go for the interview. No, you must get an invitation, an interview invitation before you attend this interview. Say the selection committee will assess candidate using but not limited the following criteria. So these are the criteria: academic merit, it's a quality of degrees, complete academic transcript, and relevant professional qualifications. So academic merit, honestly, there was a year we were even concluding that PTDF are somehow biased. They invite second class upper and even second class lower with some industry experience, but they only award the scholarship to first class. However, I cannot prove that, but then something like that, if you have a first class, it's like you have a serious age. But people with second class upper that I know also have benefited from this scholarship. So that reasoning, I don't think is valid. So, yes, this complete academic transcript, I think is something new. I can say that because in the past years, you only upload your certificate. They are not concerned about your transcript, unless I'm making mistake. I think this is the first time they're asking for transcript. So this is why I'm saying don't conclude that PTDF is as usual. Maybe you don't have your transcript, and we know how difficult it is to get your transcript in some Nigerian universities, and you really want to apply. Something has changed. Go and start looking for your transcript. They say irrelevant professional qualifications. I know about this. They have been asking about professional qualifications. So professional qualifications will add to your marks, to your point. So even if you know a professional body that you can register and before the interview date or before the closing, because maybe they will ask you to upload evidence of the professional qualification, then you should register right now. Anything that can fetch you point, it is a serious competition. I'm telling you, I can assure you of that. So they say relevant publications, PhD applicants only. For last year, there was no publication. They didn't ask, even during the interview, they didn't ask whether you have a publication or not. So now they say relevant. Why do they say relevant publication? A publication that is relevant to the topic you are proposing is relevant maybe to oil and gas industry. So not just any publication, not just maybe I went and write, maybe I'm an engineer and then I went and published a paper on a different topic entirely, maybe in an art field that has nothing to do with oil and gas, whereas I have others that I did in engineering and can be linked somehow to oil and gas. I think the ones that are relevant are only those from my engineering background that relates to the oil and gas. But one thing you should know about PTDF scholarship, many people are assuming that it's meant for engineers. No, 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 no. There are fields that are for economics. I think even an accountant may find somewhere to fit in. Uh, Medical people. Yes, there is occupational health technology, things like that. In fact, maybe I'm tempted to show you something, but let's finish with this page first. It's something I took from the website of PTTF some years ago. It seems not to be there any longer, but I think it will be of help. I think it is still relevant. It will still guide, but we will just flip through quickly. So, viability and relevance of study plan stroke research proposal. Master degree applicants will be requested to write a research or a study plan, a study plan. So make it to be viable. I mean, how is it relevant to the oil and gas industry? And is it something that success, or let me say reliable level of success, have not been achieved on it? If yes, then you may be considered. But bringing a topic that, I mean, success has already been achieved in it, is already in use for so long, something that there is nothing new, there is no clear research gap, is a problem. It's a problem. And then, and you should know that your research is not all about design and construction, and those ones are undergraduate kind of research topic. So take something that combines both theoretical and, if possible, maybe it's just some experiment or so, but not you trying to create something. I mean, I don't know how to put it, but you should go deeper to know what a PhD proposal is looking for, and even the master you want to do. what is appropriate. So research proposal also you will write. I think when we go down, there are more about the research proposal, how or what should be content in the proposal. So relevance of prior study to oil and gas industry and the proposed programs for research. So you cannot just write on just any topic. You must write on a topic that relates to oil and gas, and the connection must be clearly stated. Do you understand? So like myself, I'm working in Advanced Manufacturing Technology Development Institute. I would have loved to do things related to manufacturing. But even if you want to do or write something that has to do with manufacturing, how can you pick a topic that has to do with manufacturing and still relevant to oil and gas? You really have to look at that. And you look for research gaps. Don't look for research topics. When you get the research gap, then topic comes up. So, and then the topic should be related to oil and gas, and then your background, your prior study is also relevant to this proposed program. I cannot, maybe I study chemical engineering, then I'm proposing a topic that is electrical engineering inclined. Maybe my previous, maybe my undergraduate, I conducted a research that has to do with maybe some chemicals that are used in a manufacturing plant, and then I study chemical engineering. I cannot just come this time around and I say that I'm doing something that has to do with AI. I have to show clearly when I'm uploading my document and some things that it has a linkage. I have the background. Even if you decided to just go and get trained on AI or something, you don't just automatically bring it up. Yes, you have to bring out the linkage, the clear linkage. Yeah, white man may allow you to go and study to change fields, anyhow, swap fields, but this is the principle by PTDF. You don't just swap field anyhow under this program. So, MSc applicant, what is the requirement? Minimum of second class upper in first degree, or second class lower with relevant industry experience. That means first class is qualified, second class upper is qualified, but for second class lower, you must have relevant industry experience. Maybe you do a work related to oil and gas. Yes, then you are qualified, even if you have second class or you're holding a second class lower grade. Secondly, you must have completed your NYSC. It's mandatory. NYSC is a requirement here. You must be computer literate. You must possess 5 O-level credit, including Maths and English. This is serious. And I mean, in the past, they used to specify the grade in the English. I think, I can't remember, maybe C5 or C4 or something like that. So, but this time around, I think they have removed that. Submit a statement of purpose, maximum 500 words, stating rationale for the proposed study. Yes, you must look for samples of statement of purpose online and compose something original from your own original idea, original thought. I mean, statement of purpose, I think there's no need for references, so your headache is not much compared to PhD. You don't have to gather literatures. You write something, but you write something nice, and you can use some spelling and grammar error check softwares to correct yourself. If you're using AI, be very careful, be very careful. You can easily be caught, but if you can use it ethically, it is good. Relevance to oil and gas industry. This is another thing that is being checked in the statement of purpose. Then expected contribution to national development. You must capture these three Don't just write anything you feel like, or don't just carry a proposal you wrote for another different scholarship, which maybe is also so good. The issue is that it may not be pointing at these 3 points that have been mentioned. So you have identity number, national identity number, because there is a place you're going to uh, fill it in. There is verification. Actually, if you have never verified your NIMC, uh, I think in the portal, there will be provision for that, especially for those creating the account newly, and then you will do, but there are some charges. If you are not careful, there was a year that people were paying 5 times or so before the system accept. I don't mean before it accept once. I mean those 5 times, it take away the money for 5 times, maybe until one succeeds, and there is no refund. So I don't know, whatsoever you do, even when you write PTDF, the procedure, there is no refund. I have never had anyone who got a refund. So PhD applicants have completed mandatory NYSC, be computer literate, possess five O-level credit, including English and mathematics. Honestly, the surprising thing is that during PTDF interview for PhD, what is his business with SSC? I'm telling you, they check the SSC seriously. They score you according to the grades you are having in mathematics, English, and 3 other relevant subjects you feel. The grades matter. So if you're having C6, 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 you should know that on that or in that aspect you're scoring low, even if you have a first class or so. So you should just know that. It's so surprising. I never expected that. So possess at least second class lower in first degree and postgraduate degree. So for PhD, you can be a holder of second class lower, there is no problem. But then your postgraduate, your master degree should be good. They say good, good, they just say good. So you know what it means. I think in Nigeria, if your master degree is not up to 3 points and above, that is where you can conclude that it is not good. So from 3 points and above, I believe it falls in this category of good. You are to submit a research proposal relevant to oil and gas industry, maximum 5 pages. Maximum 5 pages. In fact, you don't need to, it must not even reach 5 pages, but if you have much to write, 5 pages, I think excluding the references. So the topic, introduction, stroke background, objectives, methodology, and data collection approach. These are the key things, the major things expected on your research proposal. Learn how to write research proposal, browse, check on YouTube, check some samples online, and compose a very good research proposal. Take your time to review literatures, high quality literatures that are current. Don't pick papers that are beyond 10 years. In fact, I can even say beyond 5 years because you are still proposing something that you do in the future. You are not already writing a thesis. So maybe those that are 5 years and below will even be better. In addition, all lecturers must also submit letter from their vice chancellors confirming that they are not currently benefiting from any scholarship. This one I think is because of TED Fund. So whether you are on TED Fund or you are not, but you are a lecturer, I think you have to provide this letter. Wow, this is difficult. I know how difficult it is to get letter from any office in Nigeria. So it's not easy. Maybe you're just a lecturer, you don't have access to the vice chancellor. It is not easy, and these vice chancellors are also not stable. So that these are the reasons why I'm saying take steps or start doing something. Maybe This step that you are taking is what will make you to have seen this. Then you start working on it. So there are more troubles ahead. I don't know, maybe I will make 2 videos. So the required documents that are mandatory there, you have to scan and upload clear copies of this document, first degree certificate or statement of result. If you don't have certificate yet, you can use statement of result. NYC discharge certificate, SSC, just different types, YXGC, SSC, NACO. I think those are the acceptable ones. I think NAPTEP also maybe it's not acceptable. I'm not sure. And they say results and the relevant pins to enable online verification. Wow, I've never seen this about the pins. Maybe if they're asking for this year, maybe there will be a particular point where uh you have to buy a scratch card and input the pin for them, or you scan and upload. I don't know. I don't know how the form is. Maybe some things are changed. Relevant passport photograph. Okay, no, recent passport photograph. Local government identification letter. That is your indigent letter. Master's degree certificate for PhD applicants. Evidence of membership of relevant professional association. So here they still didn't mention the transcript. Wow. I don't understand. Anyway, let's see. We shall go to the actual form and see if transcript is required. Wow, there are a lot of things here. I think let's go through them quickly, and then maybe we do another video that will cover other things from especially my experience. So applicants are further advised to note the following. The scholarship is for 2026 academic session. Applications are limited to PTDF approved courses. Yeah, which we have said. Don't go and pick other courses in a university. Maybe the university is among the university, but the course is not approved. Maybe you want to study fine arts, creative art, or something, and it's not available because it's almost difficult to link it to oil and gas. Scholarship will only be awarded for studies relevant to PTDF's mandate. Do you know PTDF's mandate? Candidates may be disqualified for programs deemed not relevant to oil and gas industry. Yeah, I think this is clear. The proposed course of study must be consistent with applicants' prior academic background. I've said it. Don't go and pick something. Maybe your first degree is in agricultural science. Your master degree is in chemical engineering. You want to do your PhD in electrical or something, you may face a problem. And maybe your research is not even related to oil and gas in all those previous studies. Applicants intending to pursue a PhD scholarship under PTTF stroke DAAD partnership in Germany are required to secure a research supervisor prior to the final selection interview. You can see, I tell you that there are a lot of work to do. Some of you want to apply to Germany, and your intention is to benefit from both PTDF and DAAD scholarship. And here you are, still procrastinating that you can apply when it is just few days to closing. To get a supervisor in Germany, do you think is an easy thing? So you should start something. Multiple applications will result to automatic disqualification. Submission of any ineligible or falsified document as part of application will result in automatic disqualification. Candidate previously sponsored by the Fund for Scholarship category MSc PhD are ineligible to apply again for the same or lower category. So if you have benefited for master degree under PTDF, you cannot go for master degree again. You can only apply for PhD. And if you have been sponsored for PhD, you cannot go for PhD again. You cannot go for master degree again under PTDF scholarship. Shortlisted candidate invited for interview will be required to present their transcript. Okay, that means transcript come during the interview. Perhaps. Maybe it will be made uh somehow not compulsory during the application, but during the interview. Transcript is, I mean, transcript is so important. Anything that has to do with study, especially postgraduate, because 2-1 and 2-1, you cannot just treat every second class upper equally. Somebody just had a 3.5 and somebody is having 4.49 or 4.4 something. You can't compare them. So it's important. Applicants are therefore advised to make transcript available in advance. Wow. This is difficult, but you should try to do that. Otherwise, those who graduated from private universities, international universities, will chop all these opportunities because those from government universities or public universities, I mean, majority of the school hardly give out their transcript. But nowadays, some are giving out their transcript. They call it student copy. So just act, don't give up. Don't give up. Okay, closing date is 27th February. Yes, you have time. I'm not arguing, but then if you don't start taking some steps, you may be shocked. I mean, there are many things here. Here are what they're talking about. Approach schools. So we're talking about overseas scholarship now presently opened. Even if you want to see how to apply step by step, is here. I don't think it's relevant. So the problem I'm having here is that here are the universities and the countries, but there are no mentions of the courses. They say the courses that are approved. Where are they? I don't know whether I don't know how to navigate this site, but honestly, I think the courses are not provided. But somehow there are some more information about United Kingdom. Let's click on how to apply. Do we really need this one? It's really easy. It's just step by step. How the form is, you just click this URL and you go on, and how you go about it step by step. There is something let me see guideline again. Okay, we have already gone through the guidelines. Wow, more information are removed. Okay, let me show you the information I said I have. So this PTDF research areas, I got it some years ago, but these days they almost don't publish them again. But I think they are still relevant. Okay, this is it. Let me just so this is it. So you can see this is the first page. How can I show this? I'm even making it smaller. So these are like research areas. It can help you. Maybe I will try to share it on my platform somehow. Upstream sector. These are some of the areas. I will just briefly show. Honestly, I can't go through it. Uh, Yeah, these still upstream sectors. You check very well, there are many fields. Some of them are not directly engineering, like supply chain management or supply chain optimization, environmental impact assessment, and some things. Not all of them are engineering. You see, logistic, infrastructure, this midstream sector. So the ones on top are part of still upstream, I think. So this is still continuation of midstream. Okay, yeah, midstream continuation, 6 and 7, and then downstream sector. So you should know Maybe your background is not oil and gas originally, but you studied a program that you can actually link to oil and gas. I think this kind of document can help, can actually guide you to know that, oh, what I studied can be related to oil and gas or not. Some people study economics and they are saying that PTDF is for engineers. While when you check, there is circular economy here. So, I mean, and things like that, storage and things like that. So, I mean, like the downstream sector is more. Okay, this is current research areas in the energy sector. We also have energy, I think renewable energy. So PTDF is interested in that. So you can see them. So I think they are still relevant. I just hope that they are not outdated. So this is it. So I think at this point I will stop here and we shall continue in the next video. Thank you.